Let's be real. We all dream of getting published. I do. But being unpublished doesn't mean that you're not a writer. And it certainly doesn't mean that your words have less value. And if you don't believe that, or if you feel that very real, strangling hold of imposter syndrome, then this video is for you. In fact, I think by the end of this video, you might actually feel proud that you're still choosing to write even though you're unpublished. Because writing without the spotlight, man, that's where your power really is. My name is Colby. I am a writer of fantasy and science fiction who aspires to be published one day. But there's this very real, unspoken belief in the writing world that if you're not published, you're not professional. And that you're not really a writer until, you have a book on the shelves, or you have an agent, or you're self-published. And even being self-published still, I think, has a weird stigma around it. And listen, I get it. We all grew up thinking that success looks like pulling a book off the bookshelf that has your name on the spine. And I do still dream of doing that someday. But here is the truth. Publishing is a milestone, not a membership card. You're not on the outside looking in. You're just like me. We are on the path. And success can look like a lot of different things. Finishing a draft, finishing a chapter, sitting down to write today. That is a success, and that means that you're a writer. That counts. Every single word counts. Let's talk about something. Writing should not be a means to an end, which means you shouldn't start writing a book to get published. Writing is a practice. You are developing your thoughts. You are beginning to understand the world better. You are telling a story. What I love about writing is it forces us to articulate our ideas, our emotions, our worldview. And that's important. That has value, even if it's just for you. It truly, I think, makes us better people. So if you're writing just for yourself right now, that's not a failure. That doesn't mean that you're not worthy. That's great. You're making a better version of yourself, and that's important. Here's another thing that I really want to talk about. I feel like sometimes when we're unpublished, we're afraid to tell people that we're writers, and that can be a very isolating thing, especially if you're dedicating a lot of your time to writing and you're not sharing it with the community. That can suck. That can be no fun. So what I highly recommend is letting people into your writing life. That can look like a lot of different things. That can be telling your significant other. That can be telling your family. That can be telling your best friend. It can also be joining a writing group. I highly recommend this for aspiring authors. Join a writing group. You'll find other people who are on the same path as you with dreams of getting published, realistic, but then you can share your stories. You can bounce ideas off of each other. You can inspire each other, and you can cheer each other on. And I am telling you that can be immensely helpful. You just need to be brave enough to put your name out there and find people that are like you. Now, here's something that people really don't talk about. The pressure to publish. It is very real. You ever gone to like a family reunion or a party and people are like, "What do you do?" And you say, "Oh, I work this full time, but I really like to write. I'm a writer." What's the first thing they're gonna ask you? Are you published? Where can I buy your book? And I think this comes from a good place. These people are supporting you and they don't know how the process works. So that's genuinely what they think. But because of that, there's a societal pressure to publish a book. And it makes us start wondering, why can't I get this book published? Why am I getting rejected? Am I falling behind? Am I a failure? No, you are not. Writing a book is amazing. Anytime someone tells me that they're a writer, I say, that's amazing. What's your book about? That should be the number one question. But it's not sometimes. Just know that there is a pressure to publish, but that doesn't mean that you have to publish now. And it doesn't mean if you never get published, that you're not worthy. Even if your book forever lives on your computer, that is something to be proud of. Getting that out of your brain onto a page, creating a world, telling a story, it's so cool and it's so creative. So be proud of it. Now, I know I mentioned some of these things already, but I want to give you guys some practical tips if you're unpublished and you're a writer, especially if you're new to this. Set some personal writing goals, things that are small and achievable and within a short time span. Don't set a broad goal of like, I'm going to write a book this year, because that turns into I'm never going to finish this book. I promise you. It's what I did in the beginning. Set goals like, I want to write 300 words before Friday. That's a good goal. You can make that happen in achievable chunks. The next thing is celebrate small wins. Things like finishing a chapter. Go get some ice cream if you finish a chapter. Do something cool. Watch a show that you've been really putting off if you finish a chapter. Reward yourself. It's going to keep you going. I already said this one, but join a writing group. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. It really was for me. I wrote about 2.5 years before I joined a writing group, and it's been about 2.5 years since I've been in one, and I cannot tell you how much more I've progressed in the last 2.5 years compared to the first 2.5. Now, you could say that's because the first 2.5 are a big learning curve. I would argue that one would normally progress even more in the beginning because they're starting at zero than once they've been going for a couple of years. But for me, it's gotten way better since I had a writing group. So join a writing group. Okay, let's bring this home. You don't need a book deal to call yourself a writer. If you write words onto a page, you are a writer and you are worthy. And your willingness to keep showing up to the page, that's where your power lives. That's awesome. Think about this. If you've created the skill of writing for you and knowing that you are enough and this story is enough, and even if it never sees the world, it is valid, then imagine if you do get a book deal. Ooh, you'll have conquered that external pressure. So then you can continue to write for you. Here's something else. You're likely writing a book that you would love to read. And you know for a fact, like you talk to friends who love to read similar books as you. There's a lot of people out there who probably will resonate with the book that you're writing right now. Speaking of resonating, if you feel like this message today resonated with you, consider subscribing to this channel. I'll be posting more things like this and also posting things about creating a productive, sustainable, and fulfilling lifestyle as an aspiring author. Okay, guys, until next time, keep writing.